Good afternoon, listeners, and welcome to Get Life Educational Empowerment. That is GITLIFE. Get it together, live in full expectancy, educational empowerment right here on the Awesome Radio Network, broadcasting on WECU 107.5 FM and WECU 1570 AM. I am your host, Sherida Suggs, educator, principal, coach, motivator, and most importantly, your partner in purpose. And as we get it together, shh, do you hear that? That's the sound of rain. That's right. Our first broadcast in the month of April brings us April showers. And when we hear the term April showers, we know that they eventually bring May flowers. We are stepping into the month of April. Sometimes we have light rain, sometimes heavy rain, and sometimes storms we didn't quite expect. And if we're honest, not everyone enjoys being caught up in the rain. But today, I want us to shift our perspective because rain, when you really think about it, it isn't meant to destroy, it is meant to prepare, it's meant to refresh, it's meant to bring growth. So today's message is simple: open the floodgates, let it rain. Let it rain positivity, let it rain grace, let it rain growth. When it rains, let it pour. The book of Ecclesiastes reminds us in chapter 3, verses 1 through 8, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. This passage reminds us that every moment, every experience has purpose. And here at Get Life Educational Empowerment, we are choosing to make this season a season of unity, growth, and purpose. Yes, I acknowledge that sometimes seasons can feel a little heavier than others. We have moments where emotions run high, misunderstandings happen, conversations don't always land the way that we intended for them to. And those moments can feel hurtful. They can feel like a storm. It can feel like a raging wind. But here's the truth: storms don't define us. Storms give us an opportunity to seek shelter. How we respond to these storms truly matters. We always have a choice. We can allow moments to create distance, or we can use them as opportunities to come together. This is where Get Life Partnership Umbrella comes in. Now imagine this: when it's raining, you don't walk out in the rain without protection. You grab an umbrella, and that umbrella, that's our partnership, our family, our school, our community working together, not separately, because no one group can do this all alone. And when we stand together, we are covered together, we are supported together, we move forward together, even in the rain. And as Rihanna said it, when the sun shines, we'll shine together. But when it rains, you can stand under my umbrella. But the beauty of this broadcast is this: we are raining positivity, we are raining partnership. And that's what makes it so powerful and possible. Before we move forward, I want to rain positivity and recognition to our listeners and viewing family. Let's take a moment to recognize our students who are showing improvements, our staff members who are going above and beyond, our family members who continue to stay engaged, our community members who continue to stay involved. Families, we appreciate you so much. We see you. Your influence matters more than you will ever realize. It's the positive conversations that you have at home. It's the expectations that you set for your students. It's the encouragement that you give. Those small moments, they add up. And your scholars carry whatever it is that you put in their hearts from home into school. So I encourage you to continue pouring out positivity and love into them. Staff members, thank you so much for what you do. Every time you reinforce expectations, every time you build positive relationships, every time you redirect and guide, you are raining growth on our students. So let's continue to stand strong, stay aligned, communicate clearly, support one another. Community members, your presence truly matters. When students see community support, it tells them that they are important. It tells them that they are valued. It tells them that they are supported and that their future truly matters. Students, this one's for you because look around. Who's in your corner? You've got family, you've got teachers, you've got school, you've got the church, you've got community members all there to support you. That's because you are truly valuable to us. And the question is, students, how are you showing up in return? I want you to think about that. You see, I would like for everyone to understand that school is more than just a building. Whether it's brick and mortar or whether it's an online school, it is an organization structured with one goal, and that is student achievement. Research shows that schools function as connected systems. Every part matters. And when one part struggles, it impacts everything. And that is why structure matters, communication matters, consistency matters. But schools were never meant to operate alone because real success happens when families are engaged, when schools are consistent, communities are supported together, not in silence, not divided, but together. Because we create the kind of environment where every student has the opportunity to succeed. And that doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. It happens through partnership. And families, how we communicate to each other truly matters. Always remember that the choices that we make as adults has a great impact on students. What we model for them is what they will copy from us. So we have to be mindful in how we communicate with each other, not just in what we say, but also in how we say it. When concerns arise, we have to approach them with calmness, listen openly, and focus on solutions. Families, start with the teacher if you have a concern about your scholars. Building that strong relationship with the person that your student faces every day is very valuable and impactful. Teachers, lead with the positive. Always start out with something good to say about our scholars because we are working towards the same goal: positive communication and student achievement. So, why does all this matter right now in the beginning of the month of April? Because the heat is on, because April brings showers because students are working, because students are being challenged, because students are preparing, because students need us now, and because we have the power to shower positivity in the lives of our students. This is the time to rain positivity, to rain grace, to rain support, because students are watching and we are modeling what unity truly looks like. When all of this comes together, that's the rain, not the storm. Have you ever walked outside and although it was raining, it was a really soft and peaceful rain? That's the type of rain that we're talking about. Intentional support poured from every direction, raining grace, raining love, raining truth. So, as we begin this month of April, when it rains, we won't divide. When it rains, we won't withdraw. When it rains, we pour into one another. We pour grace, respect, and purpose. Because together we create the kind of environment where every student has the opportunity to succeed. When we return, we're going to talk about how we do this. How do we build together as a school family? How do we build a positive culture that supports student success? You're tuning into Awesome Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Get Life Educational Empowerment on the Awesome Radio Network. If you tuned in live on Awesome Radio's Facebook or YouTube, we see you. We appreciate you and we welcome you to our incredible viewing and listening family. You could be anywhere this afternoon, but you have chosen to partner with us. To be a guest on our show or to email your ideas, the email address is on your screen, getlifeempowerment@gmail.com. Or you can call our radio station at 252-756-2008. Share your ideas, leave a message, be a guest on our show. This next segment, we're going to talk about how we build our school community. How do we create the kind of environment where every student has the opportunity to succeed? Let's talk about it because that kind of environment doesn't just happen. It's not automatic, yet it's not accidental. It's built, it's maintained, it's purpose, and most importantly, it is a shared vision. So I want you to really think about a mindset shift. Let me ask you to pause for a moment and imagine something with me. Imagine you walking into a doctor's office. Even if you're hurting, sometimes you walk in calmly. You go to the front desk, you let the receptionist know why you're there. I'm here to see the doctor, or I have an appointment with Dr. So and so at such and such time. And then what do? You take a seat. You sit down in the waiting area. You wait. You trust the process. You know that someone eventually is going to come and call your name, but you don't know how long you're going to have to wait. What you don't do at the doctor's office is walk past the front desk. You don't go straight into the doctor's office. You don't enter into the building demanding to see the doctor. You don't enter into the building accusing the doctor of anything or assuming the worst. And even when you may be expecting bad news, you still hold yourself together and respect the environment. Why? Because there's an understanding, because there's a system in place, because there's a process designed to help you. There are professionals there to support you. Now, let's bring that back into the school building, the school setting. Let's talk about the same mindset and imagine it in a school setting. Imagine a school where students feel supported, families feel heard, students feel respected, communities feel connected. Imagine a place where when someone walks in, there's a calm, there's peace, there's respect, there's a trust in the process. Because here is the get life truth. Schools are also structured environments, just like that doctor's office. There are systems in place, there are procedures in place, there are professionals in place, and all of it is designed for one purpose, and that is to support our scholars that are inside the building. So, let's talk about what it looks like when we all work together. Now, imagine what happens when families, schools, and communities truly work together. Research consistently shows that students perform better academically, behaviorally, and socially when there's a strong family school partnership. Students are more likely to attend school regularly, earn higher grades, show up and show improved behavior, and graduate successfully. And this is from Henderson and Mapp, A New Wave of Evidence, 2002. But why is this? It is because they are surrounded by aligned support. Now, let's talk about how do we build this together. Notice that I use the word together because no one person can do it. No one principal can do it. No one assistant principal can do it. No one parent can do it. No one teacher can do it. It takes everyone, not perfectly, but intentionally. Families, you are the foundation. You set the tone before students even walk into the school building. It's in the conversations that you have at home. It's in the expectations that you reinforce. It's in the values that you reinforce at home. The values of truth, the values of peace, the values of high expectations, the values of making good grades, the values of displaying good behavior. It's the way that you also speak about school, the way that you speak about the teachers, because students carry that with them. When students hear parents say, respect your teachers, they do that. When students hear, do your best, they do that. When students hear, we support your school, they believe that. When students know that schools and families are working together, that builds a strong foundation of how the students will perform at school because it makes them feel more confident as a student, knowing that they have strong support at school and home. They show up differently. They show up ready. Schools, school staff, you provide the structure. Schools are responsible for creating safe environments, setting clear expectations, reinforcing those expectations, teaching, guiding, and supporting. Educators are responsible for building that positive relationship with families and with students. Educators are responsible for correcting students when they are out of place and communicating with parents immediately, not just the negative, but also the positive. Families and teachers are both responsible for reaching out to each other, for taking all of the positive aspects of every student and building upon those things. Speaking life into students, helping them to believe in themselves, helping students to be accountable for the choices that they make, whether those choices are good or bad choices. Students being accountable for their choices and their success at school. Students have to learn that they have a responsibility in their learning, but it is always rooted in growth, learning, support. Students, you are the center. You're the center in all of this, and your role matters. You have a responsibility to show up ready, to make positive choices, and to take ownership. Take ownership of your learning. Take ownership of your good behavior. Take ownership of those lessons. Take ownership of staying in class, because support only works when it is received. The community, you are the reinforcements. You reinforce it all through encouragement, through mentorship, through visibility, through your showing up at our sports events, through your volunteering, through your chaperoning, through your advocating for students. You remind students that success extends beyond the school walls. And let's think about where it all comes together when we're all standing underneath the same umbrella and we are raining on each other. When each role is respected, the system works. But when there is disconnect, it creates confusion. And students feel that. And that's why unity matters so much. Not because everything will always be perfect, but because we stay aligned even when it's not perfect. We have to trust the process, just like in the doctor's office. Remember that doctors practice medicine and educators practice teaching. There has to be trust in the process. Trust that concerns will be addressed. Trust that communication will happen. Trust that decisions are made with students in mind. That doesn't mean there won't be questions. It doesn't mean that there won't be moments of disagreements. But when there are questions, there are answers. When there are problems, there are solutions. When there are moments of disagreements, there are opportunities for problem solving and coming to a consensus of what is best for that scholar who will one day also learn how to communicate and solve problems with the proper guidance. And it does mean that we approach these moments with respect, with patience, and understanding. Because what we are building is bigger than a single moment. We are building a culture. We are building a climate. We are building an experience for our students. And culture is built daily. It's built daily in conversations. It's built daily in interactions. It's built daily in responses. So here's something to reflect on. What are we pouring into the environment? What are we pouring into our students? Because whatever we pour in, that's what grows. Remember that we reap what we sow. So if you sow positivity, you will reap positivity. If we pour respect, we grow respect. If we rain positivity, we grow positivity. If we reign unity, we grow unity. So, yes, we can create the kind of environment where every student has the opportunity to succeed. But it does take all of us, families, schools, communities, and students, all working together, trusting one another, building every single day. And when we do that, we don't just support students academically, we support them socially and emotionally, and we build them up for life. I truly want you to believe in this because the truth of the matter is we are better together. When we return, we're going to take full ownership of the part that we play in building a culture of positivity and teamwork within our schools. Don't you dare go anyway. You are listening to Get Life Educational Empowerment on the Awesome Radio Network. Welcome into the final segment of Get Life Educational Empowerment on the Awesome Radio Network. As we begin to close out today's broadcast, I want to leave you with something that stays with you. Not just something you hear, but something you carry. Because everything we talk about today, partnership, community, and unity, it all comes down to this. April showers don't just bring growth, they reveal what's being planted. So the question becomes, what are we planting in our students? What are we pouring into our schools? What are we allowing to grow? Because whatever is planted, whatever is watered, whatever is rained on will grow. And what we want to grow is mastery. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Growth takes consistency, support, and partnership. And over time, that growth does turn into mastery. Mastery in learning, mastery in behavior, mastery in how our students carry themselves every single day. Are we asking for perfection? Absolutely not. But we are asking, however, to see the positive impact that can happen in each and every one of our students when we work together. Mastery, that's the goal. Student achievement, that's the goal. Student success, that's the goal. Not just short term success, but lasting impact. Students are more successful when they see the two most important systems in their lives working together, and that is home and school. Not questioning each other, not arguing with each other, not yelling at each other, not working against each other, but standing together unified. Because when parents and teachers are aligned, when parents and educators are aligned, students rise. Students rise in confidence. Students rise in trust. Students rise in truth. And just like that, in that setting, trust is also built over time. Trust is built through consistency, positive communication, positive follow through, positive forgiveness. And when trust is present, everything works better. Everything. When we build trust, when we strengthen ships, when we stay consistent, the positivity that we pour into our students, that's when true growth happens. That's when mastery develops. And that's when success becomes the standard. Not sometimes, consistently. Strong schools are not built on perfection, but they are built on partnership. They are built on trust. They are built on a shared commitment to doing what is right for our students. And that is what matters. So, this April, let's not just talk about rain. Let's embrace the rain. Let's be intentional about what we are allowing to fall on our students. Let the rain of positivity fall. Let the rain of grace fall. Let the rain of partnership fall. Let the rain of trust fall. Because what we pour in now will show up later in our scholars. And this right here, this is the part that I want you to remember. Let's take a moment and focus on something powerful. We're talking about building a positive culture, not just in schools, not just in classrooms, but everywhere we interact. Students, families, teachers, staff, and community. Because culture is more than just rules and procedures. It's the spirit we create together. It's the foundation of gratitude. Every positive culture starts with one thing. Think about it. When we notice what's working, when we acknowledge the good, when we create energy that inspires more good, we create gratitude. And gratitude is contagious, just like a smile. Saying thank you to a teacher for going above and beyond, recognizing a student's effort, not just their grade, celebrating a family's commitment to learning. Research does tell us that gratitude strengthens relationships and builds trust. And trust is the soil where culture grows. We can't build a positive culture without first appreciating the goodness in the people around us. Next, let's think about open mindedness. Positive culture thrives when we listen, when we pause, when we consider perspectives different from our own. Imagine walking into a meeting or a classroom where everyone assumes that they are right. Nothing grows there. But imagine a space where teachers listen to parents, concerns with curiosity, not defensiveness. Students share ideas without fear of being shut down. Families respect teachers' expertise while offering insight. Open mindedness does not mean giving up your standards, it means holding space for dialogue, asking questions, seeking solutions together, and coming up with a consensus that is best for the students' outcomes and well being. When we open our minds, we open doors for innovation, collaboration, and growth. The third pillar of a positive culture is problem solving. No matter how great our schools or communities are, challenges will happen, conflicts will arise, and misunderstandings will occur. But that does not mean that one person is after the other. It is just a part of life. So, here's the difference in a positive culture. We solve problems together. Families, your insights are welcome. Teachers, your expertise are respected. Students, bring your perspectives. Community partners, your resources are welcome. Instead of blame, instead of pointing fingers, we ask, what can we do to make this better? And when everyone's ideas are heard, when everyone's voice matters, solutions are not just implemented, They are owned by everyone. Research does support this. Collaborative problem solving improves students' outcomes and builds stronger relationships. So, now we're going to think about culture as a reflection of our actions. Remember, culture isn't just what we say, it's what we do. Every interaction matters. Smiling and greeting a student, responding respectfully to a parent's question, listening fully when a colleague shares a concern, seeking first to understand, then being understood. When these small actions are consistent, culture becomes self sustaining. It's not a program, it's a way of being. So, in the future, let's choose gratitude over complaints. Let's choose open mindedness over assumptions. Let's choose collaborative problem solving over blame. Because when we do this, we create a culture that empowers our students. We strengthen trust among families and teachers. We show our communities that schools are places of growth, safety, and positivity. And just like April showers, what we pour in now, our respect, our encouragement, our positivity, will reveal blossoms of success, mastery, and growth in the students that we are proud to serve. So let's make it rain, not the stormy kind of rain, but the intentional and life giving kind of rain. Let's open the floodgates and let it rain. Students, I want you to understand that you are capable of growth and learning every single day. You are supported by your teachers, your family, and the community that surrounds you. I want you to believe that. And I want you to say affirmations for yourselves. I want you to say out loud, I make choices that help me succeed. I want you to say, I can overcome challenges with patience and persistence. I want you to say, my effort today plants seeds for my mastery tomorrow. That is so powerful. Families, please know that you are such an important part of your child's success. I want you to understand that you are a welcome partner in the school building and a positive culture setter. I want you to affirm to yourselves some things because you are also very valuable. I want you to say out loud, my encouragement and my positive presence matters every single day. I want you to say, I am consistent, I am patient, I am intentional about helping my child grow positively. Understand that your communication with teachers and your support is truly helpful with your child's experience of love and guidance. You are partners in your students' education. Teachers and staff members, please know that you are a guide, you are a mentor, you are a positive influence in every student's lives. But not only that, in the family's lives as well. I want you to understand that you are a helper. You help students to see their potential even before they see it in themselves. You are a builder of potential and positive minds. I want you to affirm yourselves and say, I celebrate growth. as much as I celebrate achievements. I want you to say, I build trust through consistency, patience, and understanding. Teachers, I want you to say and believe I communicate with families with respect, clarity, and care. You must believe this. And to our community partners, I truly admire your commitment and your support for students beyond the classroom. You provide encouragement, you provide mentorship and guidance that strengthen their journeys. They appreciate you so much, and so do we at Get Life Educational Empowerment. Community members, I want you to affirm yourselves and say, I am a bridge between students, families, and schools. I want you to say, I help create a culture of positivity and collaboration. Community members, I want you to say out loud, my presence shows students that their success matters to everyone. April showers don't just bring growth, they reveal what's been planted. We plant positivity, we plant partnership, we plant trust, we plant success. And after all of that goodness is planted, we water it. We water it together. Together, we create the kind of environment where every student has the opportunity to succeed. Together, we communicate with respect and act with purpose. Together, we pour positivity, grace, and growth into our students, homes, and communities. Let us pray together. Heavenly Father, we come before you with graceful and grateful hearts, thankful for the opportunity to serve, to lead, and to support the students entrusted to us. Lord, we ask that you guide us in building strong and meaningful partnerships between our families, our schools, and our community. Dear God, help us work together with understanding, patience, and a shared purpose. When challenges arise, grant us peace in our conversations and wisdom in our responses. Teach us to listen with open hearts. Teach us to speak with kindness and to always seek unity. Lord, remind us that we are all working toward the same goal, to see our students grow, to see our students succeed and reach their fullest potential. Help us to be examples of respect, compassion, and integrity in all that we do. We ask that you cover our students as they continue to work hard, give them confidence, focus on perseverance, especially as they prepare for upcoming assessments. Surround them with encouragement and remind them that they are capable and supported. Let our school be a place filled with peace, positivity, and purpose. Let our actions reflect love and let our partnership reflect strength. And this is in your name, Jesus. We pray, amen. Today we talked about growth, we talked about mastery, we talked about partnership, and we talked about trust. But here's the Get Life truth. None of it matters if we don't choose it every day. When we show up for our students, when families and schools stand together, when communities lift up and support, that's when the rain becomes a blessing. So let me say it one more time. April showers don't just bring growth, they reveal what's planted. And the question is, what are we planting today? What fruits will we see regarding our labor? What are we pouring into our schools, our homes, our communities, our students? And how will it bloom in the lives of our students tomorrow? There is a familiar truth that many of us have heard before. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Now let's pause right there because that's not just about individuals. It's about us. It's about our schools. It's about every adult who touches the life of a child. Because whether we realize it or not, we are planting something every single day. We are planting with our words. We are planting with our tone. We are planting with our expectations. We are planting with what we allow and what we refuse to accept. And here's the real question: what do we want to reap? Do we want to reap confident scholars? Then we must plant encouragement. Do we want to reap successful and respectful young leaders? Then we must plant and water consistency and accountability. Do we want to reap problem solvers? Then we must plant, water, and rain opportunities for them to work together, to think, to struggle, and grow together, not just to be rescued. Do we want to reap positive cultures? Then we must plant patience, unity, and belief in one another, even on the hard days. Because here is the get life truth: we don't reap what we say we want, we reap what we consistently plant. And our scholars, our future, they are the harvest. Every hallway interaction is a seed planted. Every classroom redirection is a seed planted. Every moment we choose connection over frustration, that's a seed planted. Now, let's take it a little deeper. Planting requires intention and attention. A farmer doesn't walk out and just throw seeds and expect a harvest. They are deliberate, they are strategic. They understand that what they put into the ground today determines what shows up later. So, as partners, as a team, let's be intentional. If we want growth, we plant effort. If we want excellence, we plant high expectations. If we want unity, we plant support for one another, not division. Support for one another. And let's be honest, sometimes planting is hard. Sometimes the rain is cold. Sometimes you don't see the results right away. Sometimes it feels like nothing is growing. Sometimes you're pouring into a student and wondering, is this making a difference? But I am here to tell you, yes, yes, it is making a difference. Here is the encouragement: growth is happening, even when you can't see it yet. Seeds don't sprout overnight, but that doesn't mean that the work isn't working. So don't stop planting, don't stop watering, don't stop raining, don't stop speaking life, don't stop holding the line, don't stop holding the students up to high expectations, don't stop believing in the potential that is sitting right in front of you. Because one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day we shall reap what we sow. We will see the confidence. We will see the maturity. We will see the impact of every small consistency that we planted together. We will see the harvest. And when the harvest comes, it won't be by accident. It will be because we chose. every single day to plant with purpose. So today, let's ask ourselves, what am I planting? And is it something that I am willing to reap later? Because our scholars are watching, they are learning, and they are becoming the result of what we plant. So let's make it count. And that, my friends, is the essence of Get Life. It's the power of planting. It's the power of raining positivity. It's the power of working together. It's the power of partnership. It's the power of community. So go forward, plant seeds of positivity. Everybody, love each other, pour out encouragement, and let it rain. Let it rain positivity. Let it rain growth. Let it rain partnership. Let it rain trust. Because when we do this together, nothing, and I do mean nothing, can stop our students from thriving. I am Sherida Suggs, and this has been Get Life Educational Empowerment on the Alta Radio Network. I invite you to tune in every Tuesday from 3 to 4 p.m. as we explore real experiences from today's schools and communities. Until next time, now and forever, let's get it together. Live in full expectancy, empower education. Thank you so much for joining us.